Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. So we're swinging along with Combat Patrol Carnage and we have hit Delivery 2. So I was all set up to film the latest episode of Get Started when there was a knock at the door and the postman brought me that. So I've had to put that on hold and we're going to film that instead. So yeah, we've got 4 issues this time round. So issues 3, 4, 5 and 6. So some very good issues for us to get through. So in this video we're just going to be unboxing the package and taking a quick flick through each of the magazines. And then I can get straight onto filming issue 4, as we've already done issue 3 thanks to picking up a bonus copy. Speaking of picking up bonus copies, if you want some bonus copies of Combat Patrol, you can get yours at warbay.shop, the proud sponsor of Combat Patrol Carnage. There's a link for their site in the description below. They buy and sell new and used armies. They also have plenty of stock of various part works. They've had a recent restock of some of the Stormbringer issues. So yeah, pick those up if you want to give yourself a new hobby project. Right, I think that's pretty much it for the introduction. First off though, don't forget to of course like the video. There's been a bit of a gap between likes and views. I think the closest we had was 3 views and 2 likes. So if we can get a few more likes on these videos, that'll be a very appreciated thank you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and check out all the links in the video description, including my Patreon, my eBay shop, and of course, Warbay. Right, I want to get into this bag, so let's hop over to the table and we will open Delivery 2. Right, here we are then, Delivery 2, and our standard black bag, which is kind of odd. I was expecting the paper bag that my recent Dungeons & Dragons collection came in, or should I say my last Dungeons & Dragons, as I've now sadly given up on that. Yeah, that's my letter, so I'll keep that to one side. So yeah, as I was saying, Dungeons & Dragons I've quit on. I just wasn't feeling it as much. Delivery, the last delivery with issues 47 to 50 I'm just not getting as much enjoyment out of it as I am, say, this. So let's take a look through these issues. So we got issue 3. We can pretty much skip this one as we've already gone through this issue. I'm just going to be using these guys for my Get Started series. We've got our first paint issue, so 3 paints and a brush for issue 4. We have our exclusive Infernus Sergeant, and so nice to see that he's got various different shoulder pads and head options. So yeah, I'm tempted to put a molded shoulder pad on this guy from my Ultramarine upgrade kit. And he's got a separate base piece, so if you wanted to put a different enemy underneath his foot instead of a Tyranid, you can. But yeah, it'll fit nicely with this collection, I think. And finally on issue 6, we have the Barbgaunts, so a pretty big unit for Tyranids, and I think they go for a pretty big price on the Games Workshop store for a push fit unit. They're, I think, about £35. I'll try to correct myself in editing. But yeah, they are a pretty big, well, pricey kit anyway, not very big for just 5 little dudes. But they are some pretty awesome models anyway. So yeah, let's head back then. We will, as I said, skip issue 3 for now, and then we'll go into issue 4 for our first unboxing. So issue 3 to one side, and we'll look at issue 4. So as usual, we'll have a quick flick through these issues, seeing what we get in each one. So issue 4, we get our first few paints. So Barracknar Burgundy there, a nice dark red. We have Wraithbone and Macragge Blue. So we've got the base colours for starting our models. And then we have a bog standard starter brush. Looks pretty good, but I have known from previous experience these do not last all that long. Luckily though, next delivery we are getting some decent brushes, so that'll be something to use for painting. So quick flick through the magazine. Contents then, so we have an introduction to painting, applying paint and undercoating, and then we base Tyranids and Space Marines. We have a read article for the Silver Templars. We have collect articles for Space Marine characters and Tyranid characters, and finally play articles. We have desperate measures and data sheets and attack sequence tutorials. So yeah, how to paint, teaching us how to set up a good painting area. Our first technique page, how to apply undercoats. This is applying 3 layers of paint to get a solid coat for all your future layers to go over. So it shows there, first coat, still showing some of the plastic through. Second coat, bit blotchy in places. Third coat, nice and smooth. Then we have how to paint our Space Marines and Tyranids. So we're painting all our Space Marine models blue, so our Captain and the Infernus Marines. Then for our Tyranids, we're painting all of them Wraithbone, so our Winged Prime and the Von Ryan's Leapers there. And that's it for the moment. So I believe in issue 5 and I know for issue 5 there's more paint tutorials that adds Barracknar Burgundy, and possibly issue 6 might have a different tutorial. I haven't seen a video for that one yet as it's not out in the shops. But yeah, our models up to this point are looking rather blue or bone. So we have a Bonds of Honor. I believe this is actually a short story for the Silver Templars, not a lore. Yeah, it's actually a short story, so it's pretty cool. So it has some nice new information for the Silver Templars there. We have a collect article, so we can give titles to our characters. So good thing I haven't updated my character sheets. I'm going to add these to my Captain once we get to that filming this issue. We have the same for Tyranids, so we only get 2 Tyranid characters, the Prime and the Parasite. Then we have Desperate Measures, so we have a new mission where we are fighting with the Infernus Marines against the Von Ryan's Leapers, so pretty close. It's a single Leaper versus 3 Infernus Marines. Hopefully we'll get more of a turn, but it looks like it's more focused on melee again. Yeah, in this mission you'll consolidate your knowledge of melee attacks and the fight phase. Okay, so yeah, gathering what we learned in issues 1 and 2 and putting it to play in a new mission. And then we have a look at data sheets and attack sequence, so how we can get to know a data sheet and then how to work out attacks. So select targets. So you can't select a target if it's through a terrain piece, but you can if you've got a direct line of sight. Rolling your hit rolls, torrent weapons don't need those, then the wounds, then your saves, and then damaging. Moving on then to the magazine's exclusive model, the Infernus Sergeant. So we also get another 6 dice, giving us 12 in our collection. I've actually recently dug through a bunch of dice in my dice box to put aside for this collection. And yeah, so we got the regular Sergeant helmet head, we got a Sergeant bear head, very similar to the one from the multi-part Infernus kit. And yeah, this is a multi-part model, so we got lots of gluing to do. So this is the first model we'll actually need glue for. So yeah, pretty cool. You can of course opt not use this guy and just stick with the Sergeant from your Infernus Marines. But yeah, I do like the fact that we got a nice unique model for the collection. And of course you got a 32mm base for him to stand on. Alright, going into the issue, so we have our build guide for the Sergeant, we have base coating technique 2, we base coat our Tyranids and Space Marines as the new colours. We have the Imperial Tithe as a read article, we have the Infernus Sergeant page for a collect article, as he's a sort of a remainder of a squad, so you can have him as an individual guy if you wanted to. We have Flames of Purification, putting our new Infernus Sergeant through his paces, and we learn about dice and modifiers. So as I was saying, we have a choice of parts on this. We have a reminder of clipper safety, of course. You want to clean up your components, test fit, and then glue before pushing them together. So start assembling the body, then the legs, gluing his 2 arms on, then the shoulder pads, his backpack, head, and then gluing everything down to the base, including the burnt Tyranid. Base coating, so we are looking at adding some extra coats to our models. So we're putting Wraithbone over the defeated Tyranid corpse on the Space Marine captain's base there. And then if you're overspill, just wait for it to dry and then tidy up with the original colour. A top tip I've learned through my years of painting, which is going off my novice approach to this magazine, is quickly clean your brush off, get a little bit of water on the brush, and then try to soak away some of the paint before it dries, and then it's easier to tidy up. So yeah, just work your way around all your models. So we're adding the colours to our Tyranids, our Prime, and our Leapers. We're adding some coats of paint to our Infernus Marine here. So in this instance, we're painting the flesh on the Sergeant's head. We got a note here about working from the inside out. So here we see we're applying black to the ribbing, brown to the belt, and then once the recessed coats are painted, we can go back and paint out the other colours. And yeah, make sure if you're doing sub-assemblies to remove it to make easy approach. So for this example, adding colour to the cape on the Space Marine. So yeah, for the Infernus Sergeant, give him 3 coats of Macragge Blue, Wraithbone on the Tyranid corpse, then Baraknar Burgundy, and then clean up, and that's him done. And for our Captain, so as we've already seen, we're picking out the detail on his base, painting the flesh and the inside of his cape, and then painting the flesh on the Infernus Marines as well that have bare heads. And for Space Marine, then for Tyranids, we're using Baraknar Burgundy to coat the carapace, and there we have it. Apparently we haven't done the cape on this guy, although we've seen it already done. That's weird. Next up, read article all about the Imperial Tithe. We've just had 3 awesome animations about that on Warhammer Plus. Background page for our Sergeant, swapping him out there as well as getting him a name. And then we have our mission for the issue, so Flames of Purification. So we're doing the same as issue 3. We've got the Infernus Sergeant up against different sites of Tyranid infestations. So yeah, we've got examples of turn 1 there. So in this example, the Infernus Sergeant moves up to attack a large infestation site to help break through his infestation. Space Marine player decides to use the AP2 fuel for the Pyre Blaster this turn, reducing the save rolls of the site by 2. Okay, so you've got different fuels you can use apparently in this issue. That's kind of interesting. And then, yeah, there we go. Dice and modifiers, so learning how to roll and what counts as a modifier. And then, excuse me, modifying characteristics there as well. Now we've finally got a different back page, so that's kind of cool. We got a nice collection there, the Ultramarines versus the Tyranids. And this is just the beginning. You can go into a larger collection, and then our next issues. Speaking of the next issue, we're on to issue 6 then quickly. Right, as I said, moving on with issue 6. So we got our Barbgaunts, 5 40mm bases with the hex holes for them. And yeah, these are again back to push fit models. So you've got 2 halves of the body, you've got the extra leg, and then you've got the gun itself to go on. So not too many components. And yeah, they look really cool. They look like And this form look like mini zoanthropes. They've got the big brain sort of thing. That's more like the symbiote creature that's the ammo. Yeah, really cool models. Into the issue. So build and paint our Barbgaunts. Read about the Emperor, High Fleets and the First Tyranid War. Collect articles, so we name our Barbgaunts. Live fire operations and ranged weapons and shooting. So yeah, each Barbgaunt is only 4 components, so go together quite easy. Yeah, there we have the barb launchers. So Barbgaunts are symbiotically linked to their biocannons. Pretty gross, but cool. How to paint the Barbgaunts. So we're giving them a nice base coat all over Wraithbone before picking out the carapace detail with Tyranid Burgundy, and that's pretty much it. And then tidying up any overspill with Wraithbone again. There's also some Tyranid growths on some of the bases, so pick these out as well. And yeah, they look pretty good for just 2 base colours. Moving on, we got a page all about the Emperor of Mankind, Golden Throne, page for the High Fleets and the different types of ones you can get. So Leviathan, Behemoth, and my personal favourite, Kraken. First Tyranid War, so this is the very first encounter with the Tyranids, seeing the Ultramarines face off against High Fleet Behemoth. Battle for Macragge, one of the greatest battles of the Ultramarines history ever since the Horus Heresy. And they meet the Swarm Lord for the first time. We got a collect article, so we got result here to basically just say what the Barbgaunts ammunition is particular, so their background rather than the name. So we can use our naming table to actually name this unit instead of adding rolling on a simple table. So that's pretty cool. Get to use our charts. Then we've got live fire operations. So we are having Infernus Marines and the Barbgaunts facing off against each other. And so yeah, we go with shooting, Space Marines moving, and then shooting. So we got examples of turn 1, turn 2. Victory conditions there. So looking at ranged weapons on profiles. How to split fire if you want to. The correct way and the incorrect way to do so. So yeah, there we have it. Quickly then, looking at the future, the next 2 issues, we get our first new Tyranid unit, the Termagants. After that, it's a paint issue, black and gold, I believe. And then we also get our Librarian Terminator, so that's our next delivery. Some pretty cool models. So yeah, speaking of that, we do have the list. I was going to put that in this video. I'll save that for another video. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll bring everything back in, give you my final thoughts on this delivery. So as I said, I'll do a separate video later on for the latest breakdown of issues. I'll go over what we're getting in each issue and each delivery, which I've actually worked out on the community page on Facebook for this collection. So yeah, going over the delivery then, it's your pretty bog standard delivery. 4 issues at the full price of $9.99 issue. I'm paying the £2 extra for premium. So all in all, this cost me $47.96. That's still a bit of a saving, seeing as I said these are about £30 each. These you can't yet get individually, they're only locked behind starter sets, so the cheapest one you can get those in again is £42 or £45, where it's 5 of these and then 10 Termagants. So yeah, we haven't seen these come up as a separate kit yet. We of course have an exclusive model, so you can't really put a price on this guy. Those scalpers on eBay certainly have. I've seen anything from 10 up to 25 for this one dude. And yeah, that is just really horrific. Do not fall for scalpers. If you want one of these, make the effort, go out and find it. If you can't go out and find it, people have been kind enough to pick up double issues. They're going to charge you a little bit extra for postage from them to you, but that's better than paying scalper prices on eBay. Or else, why not try warbay.shop? They're bound to have a few extra issues in for you to pick up. I was meant to look around, see if they have any, but I haven't got around to it yet, because I wouldn't mind picking up a second one, maybe even a third. So I got one of this model for each of my armies that have Infernus Marines, so my Crimson Fists, my Blood Angels, and of course these guys. Paint wise then, so you get 4 paints, 3 paints even, at a £4 a pot, I think. Prices for paint keep going up and up and up, it's ridiculous. So yeah, £3 to £4 a pot, pretty good. So yeah, value wise, you were looking at a pretty good value for your money. You're definitely saving something, especially when you got stuff like the Infernus Marines locked behind a paywall of starter sets. And the Barbgaunts are a pretty good unit anyway. A lot of people say they're one of the best Tyranid units for punishing the opponent at long range, allowing your nibbly bugs to get closer and hurt them in close combat. So yeah, pretty good unit there to add to the collection, and very good value for $9.99 for the issue, so you're saving over a third. Yeah, the only downside to this delivery is the rather pitiful starter brush, but we'll see how far this takes us. Next video, of course, will be issue 4, which will be using paints for the first time. So yeah, I won't be painting everything. I'll probably paint 2 models from each side on camera quickly, or maybe I'll just do 1 Infernus Marine and 1 Leaper, and then I'll do the rest off camera and bring everything in at the end. I don't want to sit you through me painting all 10 models that we've got so far. Issue 5 is definitely going to be the fun one. We've got that exclusive Infernus Sergeant, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, other than that, it's been a pretty good delivery, I think. It's only our first delivery from, well, second delivery from the start of the collection. So we've definitely got some better things to come. The next delivery we get, as I said, the Termagants, 2 new paints, and the Terminator Librarian, which I predicted would be issue 10. And we're also getting our first subscriber gift, which is the folders. So I think the brushes are actually issue delivery 4. I can tell you because I have one of these here at hand. So yeah, delivery 4, we get the paintbrush set, which will be very helpful for painting our models. So yeah, delivery 4, I believe, is the Terminators and 2 lots of paints, which is quite interesting. I don't think we had a double paint issue before. Actually, we might have done during Stormbringer. Can't quite remember. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I don't think we've ever had a double paint issue in a 40k one before. But yeah, so 2 sets of paint issues and the Terminators, it's worth it, I think, for having 2 paint issues in one delivery. But yeah, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you all very much for watching this video. For the delivery ratings, I think I'm going to give it a good solid 5 out of 5. Still haven't worked out the rating system for this yet. I really should get on and try that out. I think I'll rate it on the kits, the saving, the paints we get, etc. Excuse me again. So for this, savings, definitely 5-star. Paints, you only get 1 issue with 3 paints. That's a pretty good value, but still not much of a saving. So I'll give 3 stars for that. Accessories then, we get dice, that's about it. Oh, and the data cards are in issue 3, as we already know, so that's kind of a bonus. So we'll say, again, 3 stars for that, giving us an average 4 stars, I think, roughly. So yeah, not too bad, 4 out of 5, I'll call it. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this this is when my tongue stops working. Let me know what you thought of this delivery in the comment section down below. Don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click all the things down below in the video description. So, thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.